Hi, I'm Can, and I'm here today with my Galen Leather Company book, Tomoyo River Paper Notebook that I've been using for my daily pages since August of 2021. And I have room for November in here, and then that will be it. And I'm going to do something different for December. But right now I want to give you a tour of my October pages. This was my goals page. I didn't ever really finish this page. I did write some goals, and I am going to get those accomplished soon. So that's all good. And then jumping into my daily pages I really enjoyed using these pumpkin date dots this month. They're little sheet that I created for my patrons, and as usual I kind of create for them things that I want to use myself, so I did really enjoy those. So I have these little pumpkin date dots there in a few different colors. So this date just has some sticker. I think this is by Illustrated Faith. I believe these hearts are as well. This is from probably a Breathe magazine. It's one of my favorite to cut images out of. And I just did a little journaling about my day. I also used this camera stamp that I got. There was a set of a few different stamps. I think actually it was a set of 4 that I got at Michael's in their little bargain rack. And I have used this little camera so much already. It definitely was worth the investment. I think the whole set I think was like $1.50 or something. So take a look for that at your local Michael's store if you'd find that handy. So I kind of use that to signify when I did filming and such in my day. So the first was a Friday, and we enjoyed a movie night that night, which was kind of the first in a long time because we've been traveling to art shows so much, and you know, haven't been watching movies, so it just really felt nice to just relax and watch a movie that night. On the 2nd, we spent the morning kind of making plans together, so I kind of modified this magazine cutout to kind of illustrate. I was working on Patreon, getting the Patreon pages posted, and my daughter and 3 of her daughters, my grandchildren, stopped by. They were on their way home from a wedding, and so they stopped by and said hi, so that was a fun surprise. This page is one that I had to catch up later, and I think I did this on video, but I had done the verse, and then I kind of didn't know what else that I really wanted to say on this day, because it was quite a while later that I was going back and doing it. So I just kind of put down some of the images from my Patreon sheets. On Monday, I put a picture. There's a beautiful sunrise. I love watching the sunrise, and it was just really pretty. The photos never quite capture the beauty of it in real life, but I always try. So I put that there. I had a nice talk with my daughter that lives in another state, and she'd asked to see a picture. She'd taken a picture of her son, and then here was a picture of her at about the same age, and so we kind of had fun talking about how similar those were. On a Tuesday, I finished a couple pieces of art, and that was kind of the big accomplishment for the day. Also ordered some more stickers. I've really been stocking my Etsy shop with a lot of stickers, so that was fun, and this was one of them that I had ordered. On Wednesday, the 6th, this is a little sticker. I can't remember where it was from, but it's a cute little sticker. I think I ordered them from like Michael's, but they turned out to be dimensional stickers, so I had to kind of peel them apart to make them flat enough to put in my book. This is a picture of some of the things my patrons got, the sticker club level patrons. So I took a picture of that. I kind of like to be able to go back and remember what I did for them each month. This was a piece of art that I finished recently, and we loaded up for a show coming up on the weekend, so that just kind of represents that. On this night, I saw at the International Space Station did a flyover, and so it was kind of fun. And you know, you can hardly see it in this photo, but I thought it was kind of neat to have a picture of our place at night with the lights on inside. And here's just a picture I got online of the International Space Station, because you know, you can't tell from that little dot going across the sky, but it was still kind of fun to see it. And then Friday was a art show, and so this is cut out from a little piece of painted palette paper. It was actually an old book page that I had used as a palette, and then I cut that out to show that it was Friday, because after the fact I realized I hadn't put that anywhere, so I put that on the page as a little tip-in. And this is pictures of my booth. Saw this neat heart-shaped pink leaf, so that was fun. Kind of fall is here, I guess. And this is the next day of the art show, so I kind of talked about that. It was also my daughter-in-law's birthday, so I put that in there. I had a daughter at the art show, and she got a piece of art from a fellow artist there, so that was neat. I have a picture of them. Sunday, just kind of talked about, we had a community church service, so that was fun. And then I just used some stickers to kind of fill in. It was a rainy day, so I filled that in. On the 11th, I just worked, kind of spent the whole day working on an upcoming workshop. I'm going to do a workshop on Mary Blair, and we're going to kind of imitate some of her style in using both gouache and collage. So this day I kind of mainly focused on the collage part of the class. I have some pictures. I had a granddaughter that came over that evening, and so she actually did her own little collage of that too, so that was kind of fun. This was a day I just spent in the office all day. So I'm getting my newsletter done and my website updated and some class listings put on there and just all that kind of stuff. So this was a magazine image, so I just kind of stuck it in there because it was just exactly what I was doing all day. Another pretty sunrise that I took a picture of. It was a rainy day, so I put this umbrella. I think this was cut out of a Flow magazine. On Wednesday the 13th, I had to run an errand in town, and so I actually stopped at a bookstore and found one of the books I was hunting for that had been illustrated by Mary Blair, so I was excited to find that. Ate at Subway. I tell you, food, whether it's from the grocery store or fast food or whatever, has some of the best labels and wrappers and stuff to include in your journal. So I end up including a lot of food things in there just because of that, because, you know, it's an easy thing to cut out and include. On Thursday the 14th, a lot of things that day. I continued working on the workshop. I also listed a gob of stickers, and I just took a picture of the whole pile of stickers that I added to my Etsy shop that day, which was a lot. I was really tired because I hadn't slept much the night before. I put one of my doodle heads here. I went to a granddaughter's volleyball game, which was the last game of the season. So I made note of that in there and put this little volleyball tip in. On Friday the 15th, we went to Shakespeare on the Porch, which my son-in-law and 3 of my grandchildren were in, and so that was really fun to watch. It's a neat idea. Every year they do a different Shakespeare piece, and they have a farmhouse with a big front porch, and they use that as their stage, and it's really fun. They have a big turnout. They do it over 3 nights, and I think they had like 650 people come to it. So you just bring your lawn chair and sit in the front yard and watch the show, and it's pretty neat. I roasted some coffee that day, so that's what that is. I really love this little sticky note from sticky club, and I guess it's like a little post-it note. That was really nice. I glued that in there. This was from a collage pack that I made for my top tier patrons, and I have finally been remembering to give myself some to use through the month, and so this was from that little set, and it just kind of fit because on a Saturday again and again, my husband and I spent some time just kind of doing some planning and figuring out. I made it as a tip-in so I could write on the back here, and I put one of my stickers that I really like. It's from, all of my stickers are from my own artwork, but a lot of them are mixed media, from mixed media pieces that are collage. And here's another one. I guess this was actually on one of my Patreon sheets, as were these dishes. We did some house cleaning. Here's that little camera stamp again that I really like. On this day, I had done a verse. It's on a Sunday, so I often try to include a verse on that day and a little journaling about that. But then we also had my daughter and son-in-law come over for supper, so I put a little Tune Me version of a picture of them in here as well. This one, I do remember doing this one online. Just kind of did some old sketches representing the day. Just felt kind of bummed in the evening, so I kind of just made note of that because honestly that doesn't happen very often, so it was notable, I guess. I worked on a commission piece most of the day this day, and also had a phone call with a good friend, and so that was really fun. This is from an old clip art book from back when, you know, before we did everything digitally. We cut things out of clip art books to make paste ups of posters or flyers or brochures or anything like that that we wanted to do. So I have some old clip art books. I lucked across a business that was getting rid of theirs and acquired several for just cheap, maybe 10 cents a book or something like that. And so that's an image from there. Sometimes I forget to go back and use those. That's what that is. I had ordered some postcards from Redbubble, and they came this day, and there was this cute sticker came with it, so I put that in. These are fun little art stickers, and I cannot remember who they're by, and they don't say on the roll, but they're fun. They have a lot of little paint swatches, and they're on clear. It's like on a strip, and so you have to kind of cut out what you want to use and then peel it off of its backing to stick down. So that's fun. These little numbers are by James Burke, and been enjoying using those. This was a sticker from Redbubble. It's an image of Mary Blair working at her desk easel and her drafting table, I guess. And since I did gouache painting for my Mary Blair workshop coming up this day, I thought that was appropriate, so I stuck that in there. My van was in the shop, so I had to drive our shuttle bus to go pick up grandkids, and so that was kind of different. I have a tip in here of my granddaughters because they came over. There was a full moon that night, so I included one of my moons. This was by an artist that I had picked up at an art show, and I like to support other artists, but don't always know what to do with their pieces, so I just kind of included it in here. I really like the motion on this one, and it is by Cal McNichols. So look him up if you like that. He does a lot of kind of cartoon, I'm not sure what to call it. He does some zines that are pretty cool, but I really loved his just sketchbook drawings. went to Barnes & Noble. This is by Pocket Journal Pam. This is from one of my own Patreon sheets. I don't remember the date, who that's by. Most of the ones I use, other than my own, are by either Pocket Journal Pam or Loveland's Life. So this might have been Loveland's Life here. Kind of looks like one of hers. But both of them have cool stuff. This day, the 23rd, was a Saturday. I had a workshop that day with Citrusol. So this is a picture of the workshop group. My husband and I got up early, but I was so thankful for his help. He just kind of helped me get ready for that because I was not ready. This was a granddaughter's birthday, and also my son-in-law, who is a musician, had a radio interview that I listened to part of before I went to church. I spent the day in my home office working, and I thought this little magazine thing, how to effectively work from home, was very appropriate because I just was doing all those kind of jobs at home. I got in a Kwai order that I had put in a long time ago, and I kind of almost forgot about it, but I put in some of the things like the washi tape, some things that I'd gotten in that order. They'd had a sale, and it seems like maybe it was a Labor Day sale, so early September. I can't remember for sure what the event was, but they had several things on sale or clearance, and so I had gotten a few things, and those finally came. That evening I went to a granddaughter's band concert, and she and another flute player did a duet together, so I put a picture of them in there. There she is, all dressed up, ready for the concert. On the 26th, I saw some deer just right outside my window, which kind of inspired me to make a whole sheet of wildlife animals, kind of woodland creatures, for my November Patreon sheet. But I had to, I just went ahead and used that on this day because that's when I had seen the deer. And we see them often. The difference was we don't have a dog anymore. Our golden retriever passed away a few years ago, and since then the deer have been coming closer and closer, and these were just like right outside the window. This is a sonogram picture. I have a daughter who is expecting a baby soon, so that was fun to see that little picture. There's that camera again. I've just been using it a lot. My husband got a new to him car this day, so I put a picture of that in there. And I had ordered a donut macaroon backpack for my journaling, my planner and journal supplies, so I put a picture of that in there. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm looking forward to getting it, so I talked a little bit about that. Talked about what I worked on my commission piece. This day, again is a magazine illustration, and it was, I think it is from Breathe magazine, and it was just perfect because I have so many different things pulling me in different directions of what I need to most work on. I have office work I need to be doing, artwork I need to be doing, filming I need to be doing, just so many things, and trying to decide what my priorities are was just a challenge I was struggling with this day. So that was perfect to put in there. And here my backpack came this day. So I have that same image in here, but bigger, as a tip-in, and talked a little bit about how I plan to use the bag and what's in it. Hopefully one of these days soon I'll make a video of what's in my bag. This is the YouTube video that I put out that day. I don't usually put a picture of it, but I just thought that would be kind of fun to record, I guess. Some more of my little pumpkins down here. on the 30th. This is a house that my daughter was looking at. I just did lots of little work, odds and ends, made a sticker order, fixed a nice supper with some butternut squash and tilapia. So I had just peeled the sticker off the squash, and so then I had to make a little illustration of the tilapia. I don't even know what that kind of fish looks like, so I'm sure that's not very accurate, but it is a fish. So I at least got that far. On the 31st was a big day, Halloween, of course, but we had church in the morning, and then we went out to eat and did some Christmas shopping after that. And when we ate, they apparently took a long time to do the order, and so they gave us free dessert. So there's a picture of that. It was so pretty. This is a little bit about the sermon, and of course the dessert. And then in the evening, we had, our church had trunk or treat, and so we, these pictures from that. This is my husband's kind of costume. This is a daughter and some, her nieces, my granddaughters, and their costumes that came to it. And this is another daughter with her 3 children that came to there. And then I had my son surprised us and shown up with some of his kids, and they were all dressed up in costumes. I didn't get a very good picture of them, but there's this, and then this illustration. There's something really appealing to me about it. I like the scratchy scribbleness of it, but it's by James Burke, and I put it in here. This is a picture of my grandson, and it just kind of all tied in. I did add some watercolor paint around this as well, just to kind of blend it into the page. This is a sticker with some candy, and that's the end of the month, and this will start November. I couldn't do a gold page because I have exactly the right number of pages just for the days in November. So I jumped right into November, and I'm working on that. So that's October, and hope you enjoyed the flip through, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.